Hey everyone, and welcome to Learning Everything.
You know, that feeling when you're just endlessly scrolling, watching video after video, reading article after article, and at the end of it all, you feel like you've collected a ton of facts, but you don't really understand anything? Yeah, I've definitely been there. It is a super frustrating place to be.
And honestly, this quote right here just nails it. This is exactly what sparked this whole journey for me. I got so tired of those surface-level explanations. It felt like they were all just talking in metaphors and analogies, you know? It's like someone describing a beautiful painting to you instead of just letting you see the painting itself. I felt disconnected from the real, substantial ideas.
So it kind of breaks down into two different ways of learning, right? On one side, you've got the pop science approach. And look, it's great for getting your foot in the door, for sparking that initial curiosity, but it mostly hangs out in the world of metaphors and stories. But then, on the other side, there's learning from first principles. This is about getting your hands dirty with the core equations, the actual experiments, the fundamental logic behind it all. And that's the shift I wanted to make.
Okay, so I decided I was going to do this, but it wasn't that simple. Turns out, just deciding to learn differently isn't a magic bullet. I realized pretty quickly that the road to that real, deep kind of understanding, well, it's got a lot of bumps.
I mean, I was doing all the right things. I was watching lectures, taking tons of notes, but it just felt so passive. All that knowledge was just scattered everywhere, in dozens of different notebooks, random documents on my computer. None of it felt connected. And of course, I struggled to focus. But the worst part? This thing I call productivity anxiety. You know what I mean? That feeling that you're always busy, you're always learning, but you don't feel like you're actually making any real progress. It's the worst. So that just led me to this one huge question. How do you break out of that cycle? Seriously, how do you build knowledge that actually lasts? Knowledge that connects to other things you know, that really feels solid and, well, real? And the answer, I found, wasn't some new productivity app or fancy note-taking system. Nope. It was a complete fundamental shift in my whole philosophy about what it means to learn. And that shift led me to this sort of three-step process that honestly changed everything for me. First step, go to the source. I mean the real source, the textbooks, the original research papers, the core logic. Second, I started actively building connections. I'd ask myself, okay, how does this idea in machine learning relate to what I know about neuroscience? And the third, and maybe most important step, solidify it all by teaching it. Because let's be real, you never truly understand something until you can explain it to somebody else.
And that right there, that's the whole mindset behind the name of this channel. Learning everything. Sounds ambitious, I know. But it's not about knowing it all. It's about having the mindset of an explorer with a notebook, always curious, always open, and just documenting the journey of finding and connecting ideas.
So yeah, this channel, it's basically that notebook, but made public. It's where I'm documenting all those explorations, all those connections I'm trying to make, and my attempts to teach what I'm learning along the way. All right, so welcome to Learning Everything. But what does that actually look like in practice?
Well, when I say we're connecting ideas, I'm not kidding. This is not a channel about just one thing. We're going to be diving into machine learning and neuroscience for sure, but also calculus and statistics, philosophy, web development, even stuff that seems totally out there like Korean grammar or human physiology. To me, it's all part of the same big, incredible exploration.
And there's a really important rule that I try to live by with this whole project. No perfectionism. Seriously. The goal here isn't to create some slick, cinematic masterpiece. It's just to make good enough explainers that serve their purpose, to make an idea clear, and to document the journey.
And that brings me to something that's super important for you to know right from the start. This is not a channel run by an expert.
Think of it more like the public log of a learner who's just figuring things out. It's the transparent record of me trying to make connections and, yeah, sometimes getting things wrong. All the messiness that comes with the real process of learning, it's all going to be here.
So that's what this is all about, and this is where I hope you'll join the journey.
Because at the end of the day, this journey isn't about being perfect. It's about really embracing the process itself.
It's about the journey, not just the destination.
So if any of that sounds good to you, if that resonates at all, then I really hope you'll join me. Let's be explorers together.
So I'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. What if understanding isn't a noun? What if it's not some destination you arrive at, like a trophy you put on a shelf? What if understanding is actually a verb? something you do, a continuous action of building, connecting, and questioning every single day. Anyway, that's what we're here to explore. Thanks for being here.